Hey guys, I'm Rhonda Nickerson from Rhonda's Creative Corner, where we teach you to make mums and wreaths and how to perfect your craft. Alright guys, today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make some foam lollipops. So I love Halloween, so I thought that Halloween would be a good theme to use for our lollipops. So let's talk about the supplies that you'll need. You're going to need some foam. This is foam sheets. And I will put down in the description, I'll put some affiliate links for you to buy them from my Amazon store if you want to, or you could get them at any craft store that you like, okay? I know Amazon, you can get it the next day with your Prime and stuff, so I know a lot of people like that, and you don't have to go out, and you can also help my business as well by buying from my affiliate links. So you need foam sheets. You're going to need some skewers, this is bamboo skewers. I got these at Walmart, but I will put down in the description again the affiliate link for you to get them on my Amazon store. Alright, you're going to need a rotary cutter. You're going to need some Mod Podge. You're going to need some glitter. This one is Party Blend. It's called Snow Swirl, and I got this from Hobby Lobby too. Okay? You're going to need some ribbon. You can use whatever size ribbon you want. This one is a 5/8 ribbon, and I got this at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to need a paintbrush, some scissors, and some kind of straight edge. I'm going to use this ruler and to do it. Okay, so I think that's all the supplies. Oh, and a glue gun. You need glue gun and glue sticks. All right, so that's all the supplies. So let me get everything cleaned up and we'll get started on the project. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut our strips. So this is kind of difficult a little bit. You have to keep a steady hand and you have to go slow. So let me tell you, I like cutting mine this way, but you can get off easier cutting with the paper long ways or horizontal. You can get kind of off. So if you want to cut it with it going shorter, then you definitely can. Okay, it's just going to be more gluing together, which it really doesn't matter because with the glitter on top, you're not really going to see where it fits together. So I'm going to cut it long ways or longitude. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your mat is straight. Let me get this out of the way. All right. And I'm going to do 1-inch cuts. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm lining my foam sheet up with this bottom line here. You guys can see from the top. Okay, you can see good. All right, I'm just lining it up, making sure. You want to try to get them as straight as possible because you don't want it to be off, even though when you glue it, and most of the time we are wreath makers, a lot of us are, and we're going to be putting it on the wreath, so the back of it we don't see, so we can always make one side more even than the other, but you want to try to get it as straight as possible, okay? So we're going to do 1-inch cuts. All right, so I'm just lining my ruler up. What you doing, Mellow? Mellow's in here. All right. And just lining it up. And just take your time. When you guys are making this, just take your time. No need to rush. You want to make sure you get your products, especially if you're selling them, you want to get your products as straight as possible. Okay. So we're going to open up our rotary cutter, and I like putting this the wheel part that's here, I like putting that on the inside. Okay, and then I'm just going to take it, and I'm just taking my rotary cutter and I'm keeping it straight, and I'm keeping it right up against the ruler. Okay, you want to make sure that you have a sharp rotary cutter. I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut that little piece. I got off a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. With this piece here, I can just use it on the back side. Just make sure that I put it on the back side. And I didn't really mess that up. I messed it up when I was cutting here. After I was trying to make it straight, my rotary cutter didn't cut it all the way. So just, if you make a little mistake like that, it's not a big deal. You can just cut it off if you want to and make it shorter if you don't want that piece to be there, or you could just leave it alone. Okay. Probably can also just put a little piece of glue too. Let me see. I'm just seeing. Yeah, you could just glue it back. I didn't even barely put any. It's just the glue, the residue that's on the tip of the glue gun. I just put it there and glued it back. All right. So we're going to make 3 cuts of each. It just depends on how big you want your lollipop to be. So I'm just going to do 3 of each. It's going to be a pretty big lollipop, but hey, go big or go home, right? All right, we're going to do this again. Just taking our rotary cutter. I'm putting this part towards the ruler, and I'm just going and I'm pressing down, making sure that I'm holding on to the ruler to keep straight, and I'm just cutting. All right, there's our next one. We're going to do one more. So whatever straight edge you have is perfect. Just want it to be straight. Just want it to be lined up and to get your strips as straight as possible, okay? And I'm just keeping it right up to the ruler, okay? There we go. All right, so we got our green strips here. We're gonna go on to the next one. All right, so now we're going to do the orange. We're going to do 3 cuts of the orange. We're just lining it up, making sure it's straight. Let me bring it more in front of me. All right. All right. Take it here. It's going right up alongside the ruler. I went off a little bit on that one. So I went off, my hand went off a little bit on that one, so I'm just going to take it and make sure that I get that little piece off to make sure that it's straight. Okay. Went a little crooked. All right, I'm going to line it up again. Uh-oh. Start cutting this blade kind of sharp. I started cutting the yardstick. Alright. And there's that one. I'm going to turn the yardstick over. Since I cut it a little bit, I'm going to turn it over. Alright, get it lined up. Green, orange. Let's go to purple. I have so much glitter. Y'all know it's Christmas time too. I have glitter and, well, Christmas, Halloween, all that has glitter. So, but this is red glitter all on my mat. All right, lining it up. We're lining up here. All right. So my black is glitter. So I'm going to, I want the black to be on the outside of the lollipop. All right, one more. All right, just lining it up. And then see, this is glitter. So I'm going to want this one to go on the outside. So you won't be able to see the glitter, of course, when it's rolled together, but you will be able to see it on the outside. So that's why I want it to go on the outside, okay? So I think all of them pretty much come in glitter, I think. I know the green did for sure. The black and the green had glitter. But glitter is not a must. You don't have to have the glitter. It looks pretty. You can sprinkle the glitter that you have on the outside of it too. So of course, if you want smaller lollipops, you do not have to cut 3. This one's going to be pretty big because it's 4 different colors and I have 3. All right, there we go. We got it all cut. Put all this to the side. Let's get all of our pieces. And we want them readily available for us to just pick up and keep going. So I'm just going to line them up. It looks super good. Yay. Alright. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our first piece here. This one is a little bit larger, but that's okay. So, even though this one, the orange is a little bit larger than we're going to pick which side that we want to be even, okay? Because the back of the lollipop is not going to be seen, especially if we're putting it on a wreath, okay? So you want to kind of stagger it. All right. All right. So see how we have it staggered? We're going to take it here. We're going to take our glue. Oh, poop. Sorry, guys. My glue gun wasn't on. I'm going to get off camera real quick and let the glue gun warm up, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, so the glue gun is back hot. So what we're going to do, you want one side, especially if they're off a little bit with size. It's really hard to get them all the exact same size, but just try your best to. So whatever side you want to be your pretty side that's going to be even, you want to take it and put it down on the table. All right, you're just putting them all down, making sure that they're all even on one side. So see how I'm just doing that and putting them down on the table. And then I know that they're even, okay, on the sides. So you're going to leave about a ½ inch here. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure. There we go. All right, so what you're going to do, I need to get a bobby pin or something and pin my hair. I'm going to put some glue here. Alright, and you're going to fold that over. Alright, and you're just going to hold it there for a second. And as you're going, you want to make sure that you're keeping it even when you glue, because this is your foundation of everything being even. Alright, put some glue here. And you're going to roll that on top. Just rolling, 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 okay? And as you're going and you're doing it, make sure to clean up your little glue strings. All All right. And so now we're just going to take it, make sure we're keeping it even, and we're going to start rolling. Okay, so I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to roll. Okay, so as you can see here, it's off some. The sizes are different, but that's okay. On the other side, it's going to be perfect. So I'm keeping it flat down on the table to make sure that that other side is perfect, okay? And then if you're pulling it tight, you don't have to worry about gluing it until you get to the end, okay? So there's the end of the black one. This one is real little. I don't know how I was cutting that one, but that's okay. That one side is going to be fine. And as you're gluing it, make sure that it's even. All right, so see how that looks? And then once you put the glitter on there as well, you're not going to be able to tell that it's off any as well, okay? I'm just holding it there. And then you can put glitter on both sides. This is really off, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to go cut them again, because as long as you have one side that looks good, that's fine. All right, so see what I'm doing? I'm taking it, making sure that I'm keeping it even, okay? When I'm gluing it down, I'm making sure that all of this is nice and flush with each other, okay? Looks super pretty, huh? All right, now I'm gonna do my orange. All right, taking it here, making sure it's even on your pretty side, okay? And I'm holding that. All right, now we're gonna get our purple. And I'm just taking the glue and putting it. All right, just gonna make sure it's even. There we go. All right, so that's how our first one looks, our first round. All right, so it's super cute. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the purple, and we're going to take the purple. We're going to put glue here. Alright. And we're just going to line it up. You want to make sure that it's even, especially on this side. You want to make sure that it's even, okay? I'll put it down and push it. Get that glue off of there. Alright. And I'm just going to press down. And because you're going to have glitter on there, it's not really a big deal that it's glue there. But if you're not going to put glitter, I would be very careful and try to keep your front as pretty as possible. Okay. Alright. I'm going to take the black. So all we're doing is we're just gluing this together here. We're not going any further. We're just getting everything lined up. So where this next one ends, you don't want any glue to be there because you're going to place this here. And you're just going to keep going, okay? So yeah, I cut this black one. That's all right. Mellow playing with his toys. All right, just gonna line it up. Make sure that front is pretty. and lined up. Hold it down. All right, we're going to get our green. So whatever your front part is, you make sure that it's nice and even, okay? There we go. All right, I'm going to add our last one, the orange. So like I said, and it depends on how big you want yours to be and how many you use, because you could just use 2 of each one if you want to. So I'm just filling there in the front, making sure that that's even. Sorry guys, you're gonna hear some noise. Mello has his toys, playing with his toys. Alright, hold it down. Alright, so now we got all of them on there. Alright, so we're going to just take it. Going to lay it down flat again so that we can make sure that we're getting them. You want to pull it and make sure you're getting it tight, okay? And make sure that they're all even. All right. Alright, so there we go. So what I did is I looked at it in the front. I have so much glue on the table. Alright, so that's how it looks. Super cute. Alright, so just going to take our pieces, going to pull it. The black one is actually thinner than all the other ones. So I'm just putting it flat on the table before I start gluing everything and pushing down, making sure that all of the foam is down towards the table so that we know that we have a flush front. Alright, so I'm just going to take my glue. I'm going to go here. And put it down. Alright, go around. You can see how I'm pushing up against it, making sure that it's nice and tight, nice and flush up against each other. Alright, we're going to do the black now. Mello plays really well by himself. He be just growling at his own toys and everything. Alright, now for the purple. And so what I just noticed while I was doing it, it's easier to put the glue on this so that you can make sure that you get it on the end too. And then just kind of leaving enough space for you to get your thumb or finger there. And then pushing And then just smoothing it out, making sure you got it nice and tight. Okay. There we go. All right. So there's the other part for you guys to see. Super cute. All right, so now let's go ahead and add our other stuff that we're going to put, our last one. We're just going to take our glue. Pushing it down. All right, going on to the black. And put it down on the table. Push it down, make sure that it's flush with the others. All right. I pulled it a little bit too hard, so make sure you pay attention, but I could feel it moving when I was, flattening it out, so I knew that I had moved it. So just make sure you pay attention and go back in and get it right before it dries. This one's real wide. Oh, wrong one. There we go. All right, got it on there. Making sure it's flush with the table. It's going to be even. Last point. Alright, just taking it, making it even. This one real fat. Alright. All right. And we're going to take them again. This one got awesome, so we don't want that. I'm going to pull up on it. Do that again. You want to make sure. So you can see a little bit of the crack because you're going to put the glitter on there, but you don't want a wide crack. So that's why I went in and I did this one over. That was the only one that was actually like that. So I was like, can't have that. Can't have that. There we go. This purple did the same. So the good thing about this is that it does come up. If you make a mistake, it does come up easy. So my advice to you is just to take your time. When you're gluing these together, just take your time. Like I'm trying to rush to get through the video, and you just need to take your time. When you're gluing them together, just sit there and hold it until it's glued good, and then you can go in and put some more glue, okay? Just take your time. Okay. All right. Got all that fixed, and then what I'm doing is I'm pushing down again, pulling tight, pushing down again. Push, push, push. Alright, so I'm going to get my black one, make sure it's pulled good. Alright guys, so now that we're to the end, what we want to do, we want to make sure that it's tight. We want to make sure that our front looks good. Everything is even. And of course, like I said, we're going to be putting this beautiful glitter on top. So if you do have some little glue areas, it's perfectly fine because we'll put the Mod Podge on there and put it in. That will cover up any of our things that we don't want people to see. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to leave about a little bit, maybe about a ½ inch on each one. I'm going to cut it about a ½ inch. All right, making sure that it's tight, and we're just going to take it and glue it. All right. And all I'm doing is just making sure that it looks good in the front, okay? In some kind of way, my black is not on the outside anymore, but that's okay. It's perfectly fine. All right. There we go. And so where you're staggering it ½ inch, it makes it look, it doesn't make it look bulky as it would look if you put them all the same size. So let me show you top camera how that looks. Forgot to turn my focus off, dang it. But let me show you how that looks on the top camera. And then let me try something. Let me see if I can. I don't know if this will be long enough or not, but let me try something. So I have this glitter on the outside. I'm just going to try it and see how it will look. I can always just use this for something else, another lollipop, if it does not work out. Yeah, but don't be afraid to try stuff, y'all. Don't be afraid at all. That has the that has a staple in it. I was just going to use that side because it's perfectly straight, but it's all good. Let me cut this straight. That's what I'll do. I'll just get this here straight. I know this top part is straight, so if I put it there, then I can definitely get this straight. I'm going to just cut some of it. There we go. I'm going to do 1 inch. And then all I'm doing is just trying to see if, boop, boop, how it looks if I wrap this around it. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm thinking that it would be fine because what we're going to do is to put the putting the glitter on there. So this part right there, if you're not going to use glitter, then I definitely wouldn't do this. But if you are using glitter, then I would, just so that you can have a pretty glitter outside. Okay, so that's another choice for you that you can choose if you want to do that. You can definitely add to the outside of your candy. All right, and then you'll have black on the outside and it'll be shiny. So that's something that you can choose. If you want to do it, you can. If not, it's okay too. All right, so I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to make sure I'm keeping my front straight. I'm just pressing down on it. All right, and I'm just going to go around. And I'm just looking at it and going around it, making sure I'm keeping it straight. And I'm going to put glue all the way around just to make sure that we have it secure. All right. And get back to here. And I'm using my table to make sure that I have everything nice, okay? All right, so you can see now that we have a shiny outer layer. All right, get this moved out the way and let's get glittering. So you can take your skewers. The reason that I really like the skewer is because it already has a point on it. And so this part here is where we're going to actually put the skewer because it's where it ends, okay? So we're just going to put it, and you're going to add a bow here. So you're just going to take your skewer, and then you're going to look, you're going to get it right here in the middle, okay? And then you're just going to push it in. It goes in pretty easy. Push it in as much as you need it to go. All right. All right. And there you have it. You have your lollipop on your skewer. All right. So now, the fun part. I'm going to use this old pre-cut mat because it doesn't stick anymore. And it'll be easier for me to put my glitter back into my bottle because I have that. So if you have a thinner piece of cardboard or cardstock, I do have some cardstock in there. I should look at that. But you could just lay your lollipop on the cardstock, and that's cardstock. And that way you can, once you're done, you can fold it up, and then you can just pour your glitter back into your glitter bottle. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Mod Podge and a paintbrush. I'm just going to Mod Podge it up. And you want to get the Mod Podge over all of it so that the glitter will adhere to all of your lollipop. Okay. Ooh. And I'm just taking it here on the edge, making sure I'm getting some on all of it, okay? All right. So now we got that Mod Podge on there. And then I'll rinse this out. All right, so now we're going to take our glitter and we're just going to sprinkle it on. Just making sure we're covering all of it. So it's really not going to be this thick. I just like to get it over all of it so that you can make sure that all of it's going to be covered. Okay. And like I said, you can, once this side dries, if you want to do this side so both of your sides look great, you can definitely do that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit and then we'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. All right. I'll be back. All right, guys, so while this is finishing drying, and I wanted to tell you something. So if you feel like it's too much glitter on there or something like that, before it dries, or probably even after it dries, you could just take your finger. I've already done it and I've already washed my hands, and just kind of knock something off because you do want to see the color, okay? And you can see the color. I don't know if you can see it in there, but let me put it on the front camera. But you can see the color on there, and you want to be able to see the color. So if you want to, once it dries, you can, or while it's still wet, just take your finger and just kind of knock it off some, okay? So it's still drying. So I just wanted to show you guys how I do this and why I put it on. This is not cardstock, but if you have a piece of cardstock, or just probably, I don't know if typing paper would work, but maybe. So you could just take your, and you could just fold it here. And then you can just pour it back in there. It's less mess. that you have to worry about. Okay. And you have very little left on there, and then you can just throw that in the trash. But you want to try to save as much glitter as you can, okay? So I'm going to get this here, and I have a little trash can there. I'm just going to pour the rest in the trash. Alright, there's a little tip for me. Alright, so it's looking like it's drying, so we're going to go ahead and, now this stick, it depends on what you want, how long you want it to be. I don't want my stick that long, so I'm going to take my wire cutters and just cut that off, okay? And then you have, just so you can make your stick however long you want to, okay? And then if you have some sandpaper, you can sand this to make sure, you know, it doesn't hurt anyone. So let's go ahead and put the bow. I cut this at 22 inches just to make sure. I'm sure 20 would be enough, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough. And then it's always best that you cut too much than too little, because you can't add on. So you always want to cut more than you would really need, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbon, and then we're going to make 2 loops, okay? So you see how we have our 2 loops here. I'm going to take it and cross them over, and then we're going to take this loop on the right side, and then when we get ready to pull, we're going to this here, we're going to let it go over to the other side, okay? And before we pull, we're going to take this one and bring it, let the polka dots be forward, because when you're doing it, the polka dots are not forward, they're actually to the back. So before you tighten it, you want to make sure that you put them to the front, okay? So I like to tighten and then pull and pull, tighten, and you get your loops as however big you want them to be. All right, and you have both of them to the front, okay? And it's nice and tight, and then you can go in and you can cut how you want it to, how long you want them to be. All right. All right, so there you have your cute little bow. All right, and I'm just going to place my bow there. So all I'm going to do is get my glue gun. I'm going to put some on the bottom of it and on the actual stick. Now, if you want to, you can definitely tie your bow around the stick and then tie it that way too. But I just prefer to do mine this way. Okay, and then we're just going to take it and hold it there. Make sure it sticks on there really good. And I'm just holding it, making sure it's sticking. All right. And there you have it. Super duper cute. I really love it. So, like I said, if you want to see more of it, then you can take it and then you can just kind of scrape some of it off so that you can see your color more. And of course you could do that over a trash can. But if you think it's too much, I mean, it's glued on, so you can scrape it off to get some of it off so that you can see your color more. And of course I'm gonna clean that up. But yeah, it turned out super cute. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to push that notification bell. I have more stuff coming up for you guys. I have a elf wreath that I will have a kit for that I'm going to film. I do have Wreath Makers Live next week, and I do work tonight and Thursday night. So sometime in between there, I am going to try to get that filmed and have CW get it up on YouTube so that you guys can get that kit and you guys can see how I make it. Alright, love you guys so much, and I'm looking forward to spending more time with you guys here on YouTube. Alright guys, until next time. Bye guys.